The story begins in an old Gothic apartment building in New York. Inside, we see Danielle and her boyfriend, Jason. Danielle is writing some measurements on paper while both of them are using substances, showing that they struggle with addiction. Jason steps out of the room for a moment. After he leaves, Danielle hears strange sounds and becomes worried. She goes out to look for him, but slips on the hallway floor. It's covered in blood. Shocked and scared, she realizes something is terribly wrong. Moments later, she finds Jason's body lying nearby, which makes her panic and scream. Suddenly, something drags Danielle into the darkness. She tries to escape and calls for help, eventually reaching the elevator, thinking she might be safe. But before the doors can close, she is pulled upward and disappears. Later, a maintenance worker arrives, finds the red stains on the floor, and quietly cleans everything up. The story shifts to Jackie, who calls her police friend Tim because her friend Danielle has been missing for days. Jackie herself is a recovering alcoholic who has just come out of rehab and decides to stay at Havenhurst, the same recovery building where Danielle lived. The place has a gothic, unsettling atmosphere. Jackie is unexpectedly assigned Danielle's old apartment, and a letter invites her to meet the building's owner. From the moment she arrives, Jackie feels something is off and keeps getting flashbacks of her troubled past. She meets the owner, Eleanor, who appears polite. At the same time, Jackie sees another female resident being forced to leave for breaking Havenhurst's strict rules. Havenhurst has strict rules. Anyone who returns to harmful habits, like substance use or other unsafe behavior, is immediately removed from the building. Eleanor explains these rules to Jackie, saying the place is meant to give people a second chance. Jackie then asks why she was given Danielle's old apartment. Eleanor says it was simply timing. Danielle left, the room became available, and it was ready to use. When Jackie asks where Danielle went, Eleanor says they never know where tenants go after moving out. Eleanor tells Jackie that she carefully chooses who stays at Havenhurst, and Jackie's difficult past shows she deserves another chance. Eleanor's son Ezra, who also handles maintenance, enters the room. Jackie recognizes him from earlier, and he seems like an ordinary person. Finally, Eleanor hands Jackie an agreement to read at home. But Jackie says she already understands the rules and signs it without reading the full paper. The next day, Jackie finds a job as a waitress. At the restaurant, she meets Tim, who is still looking into Danielle's disappearance, though not officially. He tells Jackie that Danielle had been living with a man named Jason who struggled with addiction, something Jackie never knew. Tim also checked Havenhurst's records and says Danielle moved out weeks ago. But Jackie feels something is wrong because Danielle never went anywhere without her camera, and Jackie found that camera inside the apartment. Later, while returning home, Jackie meets a young girl named Sarah in the elevator. Sarah is an orphan living with foster parents who clearly treat her poorly. Jackie senses the problem, but chooses not to interfere in their family matters. We then see Paula, the tenant Eleanor had expelled for breaking the rules. As Paula packs her things, strange events begin around her, and suddenly, someone extremely strong and unnaturally fast attacks her inside the building. Jackie, in her room at the time, hears Paula's screams and becomes suspicious. Jackie checks the hallway after hearing screams, but sees no one except Sarah, who claims she was doing nothing. Since it's late, Jackie walks her back and returns to sleep. Flashbacks show hints of Jackie's troubled past, possibly involving a car accident. The next day at therapy, Jackie meets Tim again. She tells him about Paula's screams and asks him to investigate Havenhurst. Jackie believes something is wrong in the building, but refuses to leave, hoping Danielle might still come back. Later that night, while looking at Danielle's photos, Jackie senses someone in her apartment. It turns out to be Sarah, who quietly entered and took Jackie's locket, saying she wanted something to remember her by. When a photo frame breaks, Jackie finds a hidden page inside, Danielle's measurement notes. Jackie carefully keeps the note, and Sarah shows her a secret hiding spot. From there, Sarah gives Jackie Danielle's camera, which she had hidden earlier. Sarah then returns to her apartment, but her foster father Wayne, who comes home intoxicated, makes her feel unsafe. She begs her foster mother not to go to work, but the woman simply tells Sarah to lock the door. After she leaves, Wayne tries to enter Sarah's room with bad intentions. Sarah escapes into her secret spot and, while defending herself, manages to injure him. Later that night, as Wayne sleeps, something lifts his entire bed. The floor suddenly opens beneath him and he falls inside. Some of his fingers get damaged and a red mark is left behind. Sarah hears the noise and steps out. Wayne is gone. Her foster mother Tammy arrives, terrified when she sees the blood, but before she can react, the apartment door slams shut. Tammy is now alone in the apartment, and she is attacked too. She begs Sarah to open the door, but it's useless. Scared, Sarah runs to Jackie, who also hears Tammy's screams. Sarah tries to stop her, saying it's already too late, but Jackie still goes to check. Inside the foster parents' apartment, everything is a mess and the lights don't work. Something moves behind Jackie, but when she turns, no one is there. Holding a knife, she calls out for Tammy and sees the bed soaked with blood, realizing something terrible happened. Sarah appears at the door, and Jackie takes her back to her own apartment. Sarah explains that because of Wayne's bad behavior, they were about to be removed from the building, meaning he broke Havenhurst's rules. Jackie then calls Tim for help. Meanwhile, Tammy is shown severely injured, trapped in a strange underground place that seems to be part of the building's hidden lower levels. In the underground area, Tammy sees several cells where people are being held. She enters a room and finds Wayne's half-body lying on a table. He is still alive and in extreme pain, which shocks Tammy. Before she can react, a strange man appears and injects her with something. When Tammy wakes up, the same man pours a harmful liquid onto her face, ending her life. Soon after, Tim arrives at Havenhurst because Jackie called him. His team searches the apartment, but everything looks completely normal now. The room is clean, everything is in place, and not a single drop of blood remains. There's even a note on the fridge saying they'll be home late. Jackie is confused and can't understand how everything changed so fast. With no evidence of a crime, Tim has no choice but to leave. He apologizes to Eleanor for the disturbance, but she isn't upset. She sees Sarah and says she can stay with her until her mother returns. But Jackie insists that Sarah should stay with her instead. Back in her apartment, Jackie shows Tim the drawings Danielle made and the photos from her camera. She explains the strange details. Danielle took before and after pictures of the same spots. In one, the hallway looks bigger. In another, smaller. In the laundry room, a door appears in one photo, but completely disappears in the next. Many details suggest the building itself keeps changing. Tim focuses on the drawing and realizes it contains precise room measurements, but he needs more time to understand their meaning, so he takes all the evidence with him. After he leaves, Jackie gets emotional, convinced Danielle vanished inside this building. She believes tenants go missing right after breaking a rule and receiving an eviction notice. To test this, Jackie decides to drink again, even though she's recovering. She hopes that breaking a rule might lead her to wherever Danielle was taken. As she drinks, we see someone secretly watching her through a camera. That night, Jackie dreams about the accident that killed her daughter. She had crashed the car while drunk, and the fire took her daughter's life, the reason she swore to stop drinking. The next morning, a fire alarm wakes her. Something is burning in the kitchen, and she finds Sarah trying to make breakfast for her. Jackie appreciates Sarah's sweet gesture, and it reminds her of her own daughter. She then asks Sarah about the laundry room, and Sarah agrees to take her there. Meanwhile, we see Eleanor looking regretful, saying she had high hopes for her, but now her time is up. This makes it clear she is talking about Jackie, proving Eleanor is also part of the building's dark system. Sarah brings Jackie to the laundry room. After some searching, Jackie finds a hidden door. Inside, there are piles of old cabinets and files. As she looks around, she finds newspapers on the wall about H.M. Mudgett. H. Holmes, H.M. Mudgett, was a real con artist and serial killer active between 1891 to 1894 in Chicago. He built a 3-story murder castle filled with secret rooms, trapdoors, soundproof chambers, and hidden passages. Many hotel guests disappeared, and Holmes hid the bodies using furnaces or chemicals. When the truth was uncovered, he became known as one of America's first serial killers. The film's concept is inspired by this same idea: a building designed for hidden crimes and disappearing tenants. Seeing the name H.M. Mudgett shocks Jackie. She realizes Eleanor is part of H.H. Holmes's bloodline, continuing his horrific legacy by turning this building into a place where tenants disappear. The truth terrifies her. As Jackie tries to leave with Sarah, noises come from outside. The hidden door suddenly closes and the lights go out. Jackie feels someone behind her and sees the strange man. She tells Sarah to run, and they reach the elevator just before it arrives. But instead of going down, it goes up and stops on their floor, showing escape won't be simple. Jackie takes Sarah to her apartment to call Tim and notices an eviction notice on her door. Sarah realizes this means she's in danger too. Jackie tells Tim everything about H.M. Mudgett and Eleanor and urges him to come quickly. While Jackie is on the call, Sarah returns to her apartment to get her belongings. Eleanor appears, tells her things will be fine, and then the creepy man drags Sarah inside. Jackie hears her screams and runs after her. Tim and his team head to Havenhurst. Jackie confronts Eleanor in Sarah's apartment, demanding Sarah back and promising to leave quietly. Eleanor mocks her, saying addicts can't care for anyone. She tells Jackie that people like her make others suffer and accuses her of losing her daughter because of her own behavior, saying she never understood what being a real mother means. Jackie angrily tells Eleanor she will not leave without Sarah. Eleanor replies that she cannot leave at all. Jackie locks herself inside her apartment, grabs a fire poker lying there, and breaks open a hollow section of her closet wall. She now understands the entire building is full of hidden passages. She suddenly hears movement. When she turns, the creepy man attacks her and slams her across the room. A cabinet nearly falls on Jackie, but she manages to avoid it. When she tries to run, the creepy man throws her again, cracking the wall, revealing it isn't a real wall. Jackie breaks through it and enters a hidden tunnel. She thinks she's safe, but the creepy man follows her. When she runs, it blocks her path with a door, then opens a trap beneath her. Jackie falls into a furnace chamber and realizes what is about to happen. The creepy man turns it on and leaves. Before she is burned alive, Jackie breaks the glass, forces the door open, and escapes. She continues forward and reaches the surveillance room, where the entire building is monitored 24/7. Nearby, she finds Sarah locked in a cell. Jackie breaks the lock with a metal rod and frees her. But the creepy man has already spotted them and gives chase. Jackie sees stairs leading up through a manhole toward the laundry room. She sends Sarah up first and then climbs herself. The creepy man grabs her leg, but she kicks it and makes it fall. They reach the surface, but the creepy man appears again and attacks them outside. It throws Jackie around like a toy. Before it can finish her, Sarah pleads with it to stop, and surprisingly, the creepy man freezes and stares at her. Using the moment to her advantage, Jackie attacks the creepy man. She and Sarah crawl into a ventilation pipe to escape. Sarah manages to get out, but the creepy man pulls Jackie back inside. Sarah runs outside and sees that the police have finally arrived. She returns to the hotel with them. In the laundry room, the manhole they used closes itself and becomes part of the floor again. The police search the entire building for Jackie, but she is nowhere to be found. Tim knows Eleanor is behind everything, but without evidence, he cannot act. When he threatens her, Eleanor calmly tells him to come back with a warrant. Disappointed, Tim steps outside, only to find that Sarah has also vanished. He realizes something far worse is happening inside the building. Meanwhile, Jackie wakes up in a dark room, tied to a table. The creepy man approaches her, and she doesn't survive the encounter. In the final scenes, we learn that Eleanor has kidnapped Sarah. We also see Ezra and the creepy man, Jed, who are both Eleanor's sons. Eleanor tells Sarah that now she knows their secret, she has one chance: join their family. Understanding that refusing means death, Sarah quietly says yes, and with that, the film ends.